Welcome back. Super excited. In this lecture, we are going to move forward and I'm going to demonstrate how to create your SSH keys, because you can't really start a project until you have the shell keys. So the easiest way to in fact create the key is use Git. But before I actually go forward, let me demonstrate what exactly are we looking for and what do we mean. So for instance, you created an account in GitLab, right? And now you want to create a new project. Because you want to create a new project, you are developing an enterprise level application software for your organization or your client or whoever that may be. So let's start from scratch. So you'll actually see when we actually get to the key why we need it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. And this is again from scratch, right? So you just give it a project name. You can specify or provide any name. And this name could be, all right, let's call it ClayDesk 5. Okay. You could call it, of course, you can give a better name, right? All right, perfect. A project description. And then set the visibility, whether it's private, internal, or public. Of course, we're going to keep it private for now. And just simply click on Create Project. Now, before I click on Create Project, I could choose to create from a template. I can import a project, or I can also do the continuous integration or continuous delivery for external repos, right? That's up to my own requirement. But I will leave it as a blank project because starting from basic scratch. Just give it a name and click on Create Project. And what this is, GitLab is going to do is going to create the project. Again, the idea is, of course, we're going to create the project and then we're going to integrate with Kubernetes, which is running in the Google Cloud platform. So once you create a project, it tells you that the project ClayDesk 5 was successfully created. However, notice it gives you a message in orange, right? So you won't be able to pull or push project code via the SSH until you add the SSH key to your profile. So this is basically required, right? Especially when you're working with Kubernetes or other platforms, you will need the SSH key. So in order to add the SSH key, I can simply click on Add here, or I can navigate to my profiles, go to Settings. I'm going to show you both ways, right? It's easier. And then once I'm in the settings area, perfect. Scroll down and notice on the left navigation pane, you'll see SSH keys. And here we are. So currently we do not have a key, and that's exactly what we need, right? And what this does, it allows us to establish a secure connections between our computer and GitLab. That's why we need the key. Okay. So obviously you could go through the process if you need to, the long way, right? But I'm going to show you the easiest way to get the key. We talked about Git, right? The Git repository briefly in one of the earlier lectures, right? So if you've been a good student, you've been reviewing, right? All right, perfect, great. So if you do not, that's fine. I'm going to show you the quicker way. So just go to Git website, which is git-scm.com. So let me just go ahead and navigate there. And this is your homework, by the way. I'm going to assign it right now. So go to Git website, simply download Git for either Windows, Mac, or whatever you're using, right? So just download Git on your own computer and run it. So once you download Git, what's going to happen is going to give you two options. One is Git Bash and Git GUI interface. So it depends on your own requirement, what you want to use. So I'm going to use the bash. It's easier to run the commands, and I want you to get familiar with these commands as we progress along with this course. So I'm going to wait for a while till you actually go to Git and download and then open Git bash. Okay. All right, perfect. So it looks like you've done it. Great. Let's go back to our GitLab, and I'm going to go ahead and open up Git here on my computer. And your computer, you can obviously open it. So you'll see the Git bash or Git GUI. So I'm going to open up the bash here, and it opens up simply a command line tool that you can run commands. So let me make this bigger. All right, perfect. So essentially what we're doing here is just nothing but creating a key, generating a key on my computer that's going to talk to GitLab, which is online. That's all it is. Okay. All right. So the command to generate a key or create a key is as follows. Let me bring up the command here. So to generate a key, just simply copy this line or add to the git bash command line tool. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it and then simply paste it here. And let me give you a shortcut here. If you're using a mouse with a wheel, so you do a Control-C and then simply click on the wheel and it's going to actually do a paste. So there you go. So you have it. So once I have it, I'm going to go ahead and simply change the email address because we don't want the example.com. I'm going to generate a key for my own account. So here's my email. And then once I'm done, simply hit the enter key and it's going to generate both the public and private RSA key pair. Now what it does, it asks you to save the key, right? So I'm just going to enter the file name because it needs a file name to save the key. And this is helpful because if you were to open up Git GUI, which obviously is also installed in your computer at this point, you can view the key by going up to, I believe it's the help command tool. But here I'm just going to give it a name, so I'm going to call it ClayDesk 5, or you can call it anything else. How about ClayDesk 7? That's the file name. And enter the passphrase. If you do not wish to enter the passphrase, you can leave it blank, or you can simply create a passphrase. So I'm going to leave it blank. Blank again. And here we are. So what it does, it creates the fingerprint of the key. Now we don't know what the key is at this point. It just creates the fingerprint. We need to view the key, right? So in order to view the key, the command is to get the key is as follows. So just type cat tilde SSH and then the ID underscore RSA dot pub. Hit the enter key and you will have your key. And that's as easy as it can be. So now I'm going to copy this key here and navigate back to my GitLab online and simply paste it, add the key, and it's going to go ahead and add the key, but it says that, hey, it's giving me the title is too long, right? So I don't want that title. Make the title smaller here. I'm going to delete all the rest of them. I'll leave the title as the name here at the computer name. And now add the key. It's going to go ahead and actually add the key. So once the key is added, right, next, if I navigate back to the home page here where all the projects are, and if I were to click on this new project that I created, right, which is called ClayDesk 5, click on it, and in this instance, I will not get the warning, right, nor the orange caution up here somewhere, because I already have the key enabled. So it's just that simple as it can be. I just demonstrated how to go ahead and actually create the SSH key. And again, remember, it's not how that's important, and it's why that's also important. So you need the key so that your computer can talk to GitLab securely. That's all it is. Okay. All right, perfect. So with this, practice a couple of times. You can remove the key, add it again, remove it, add it again. The more you practice, the easier it'll become for you to understand and then move forward. So with this, let's go to our next lecture.